Hey everybody, today we're talking about the Let It Be solo by the Beatles. So let's jump into the video. This video is sponsored by Music on Main. Make sure you check out their website to check out all of the resources that they provide. Thank you very much. My tie straight? Alright, so like I said, we're talking about the solo to Let It Be, and I really like this solo. It's an iconic solo, and it just feels good to play, you know? There are a lot of fast notes, but it's great practice, especially for beginners. So let's dive into it. Now, I've got my electric guitar, and I've got a good, clean, dirty set. That's like a double negative or something? I don't know. I'm in high school. They don't talk about double negatives yet. But I've got a great setting on the amp. I'm using my Spider 5 Line 6 amp with a good bit of reverb. Not too much, but just enough with a hint of delay and a little bit of distortion. I really like this setting, and it sounds great with this solo. Now, the timing for the solo, I think, is what really caught me off guard at first. And if you'd like to learn the rhythm section of the song, I'll go ahead and put it in the tags. Boop! It's right there. It's right. Yeah. I'll make sure and put it in the tags. And then at the end of the video, I'll probably put it in a card so you can get to it later. It's a great video on the rhythm section, so I hope you enjoy it. But now today we're talking about the solo, and what really caught me off guard was the rhythm or timing of it. Because the way the instrumental is formed, the way it's spread out with the organ and stuff, we're doing it a little differently in our band, so I really had to change it up. But it's really helpful to know that it happens closer to the end of the measure with this tag. But this is so much fun to play in the band. The way we do it in our band, which if you're playing in a band or if you're just hanging out with a bunch of friends, the way we do it is we play the instrumental after the second chorus 2 times, and then right at the end of that second time I come in with that. And that's a great way to let everybody know, hey, I'm taking the spotlight. It's solo time. But let's go ahead and get into what notes to play, what forms the fingers take as they're going. In other words, let's just get into it. Okay, so we're starting off with barring with our first finger on the 5th fret of the D and G string. We're kind of using the A minor pentatonic scale, which I've got a video coming out about that. Although this song is in the key of C, it's called using a minor 6 scale, or the A minor pentatonic in this case, because the A minor is the 6th of the C. I'll dive more into that later, so make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified whenever I put out new videos if you like this content. So your first finger is barred on the 5th fret of the D and G string. And you're going to take your 3rd finger and tap it on the 7th fret of the D string. And then release it. It's a really quick tap and pull off, kind of. And then you're going to take that 3rd finger and put it on the 7th fret of the A string. And then you're going to pull off to your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the A string. So far we have this. Now we're going down to the 3rd fret of the A string. Kind of slide down from the 5th fret of the A string. And then you're going to take your 3rd finger and tap on the 5th fret of the A string. And then head on back to the 3rd fret of the A string. So just remember, throughout some of this solo, we're coming back to this 3rd fret of the A string because that's a C note. We're coming back to the 1 chord. So that is the intro to the solo. I'm going to go ahead and play it at a slower tempo, and be sure you play it along with me so you can make sure you get this down. Rewind, fast forward, pause. You can even slow it down in the YouTube setting, which is very helpful, especially if you're watching Van Halen do something and he's, it helps to slow it down a little bit. Which, I mean, I'm not doing that, but you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and play it. 1, 2. So that's the intro to the solo. You're going to take your 3rd finger and slide from the 5th fret of the A string up to the 7th fret of the A string. Then you're going to tap the 5th fret of the D string twice. You're You're going to take your third finger and put it on the 7th fret of the D string. Then you're going to take your first finger and put it on the 5th fret of the G string. You're going to take your third finger and put it on the 7th fret of the D string, and then pull it off back to the 5th fret of the G string. And then you're going to take all of your first 3 fingers, starting on the 7th fret. You're going to bend up. You're bending up a half step. So you're going, once you get up there, you're going to hit it again and come back down. First finger on the 5th fret of the G string, third finger on the 7th fret, then you're going to end on that 5th fret of the G string again. Then you're going to take your third finger, put it on the 7th fret of the G string, and just bend up slightly and then pull it off. You're going to cut it off. Like that. Then you're going to take your third finger from the 7th fret of the G string, slide it up to the 9th fret of the G string. Take your second finger, and it's going to go on the 8th fret of the high E string. And you can kind of let both of those ring. This part's really fun. Then you're going to take your third finger and slide it down, back down to the 7th fret. You're going to hit the 5th fret of the G string with your first finger. Then you're going to hit the 7th fret with your third finger again on the G string. And then you're going to bend it up. And you're going to take your first finger and hit the 5th fret of the high E string. And then just like that other bend we had on that same note, we're going to bend it up. Once we get to that spot we want, we're going to hit it and then bend it back down. Then we're going to take our first finger and put it on the 5th fret of the G string. Then we're going to do another bend on the same 7th fret. This time we don't really need to hit it again. Go up and then come back down. Hit the 5th fret with our first finger. And then now we're doing kind of a quick walk down, like this. Like that. It's really quick going back down to the C, but I know you can do it. So we're on the 5th fret of the G string. We're going to take our first finger and slide it up to the 5th fret of the D string. Take our third finger and hammer on the 7th fret of the D string and then pull off. We're going to do the same thing on the A string, the 5th fret of the A string. Take our third finger and hammer on, pull off on the 7th fret of the low A string. Then we're going to go back down to the 3rd fret of the A string. Let's go ahead and play through what we have so far of the solo, and I'll make sure and play it at a slower tempo, and I'll count it off for you as well. And remember, we're starting on the 3. So once I say 3 is when you start. 1, ready, go. Just like that. See, it's not too hard. So now we're going to come up and take our first finger and put it on the 5th fret of the D string. Take the third finger, put it on the 7th fret of the D string. Then take our first finger and put it on the 5th fret of the G string. And take our third finger and put it on the 7th fret of the G string, excuse me. Our first finger and put it on the 5th fret of the G string. Then we're going to do a couple slides with our finger. We're going to slide up from the 7th fret of the D string up to the 9th fret, and then hit the 8th fret of the B string. We're going to do that 3 times. Then we're going to quickly go up to the 10th fret of the B string. Then we're going to take our first finger, we're getting up into the higher register now, take our first finger, put it on the 8th fret of the E string. Third finger, put it on the 10th fret, pull off back to the 8th fret. Then take our third finger, put it on the 10th fret of the high E string and bend up. And then once we're up where we want to be, going up another half step again, we're going to hit that again and come back down. And do a little from the 8th fret to the 10th fret and then back to the 8th fret. Then we're coming up even higher, and we're gonna doing a whole step bend from the 15th fret. We're going all the way up there. Reminds me of rain falling for some reason. Reminds me of the weird weather we have here in North Carolina. It makes no sense. Now, it's okay if you accidentally go up a half step, especially in practice. It's just getting used to thinking the bend before you do it. Doing that. Then you hit the G, or the 15th fret, once you get back down. And then you do the same thing on the B string, except it's only a half step bend. So we're doing that twice. We go up a half step, come back down, then hit the 13th fret of the B string. Then we're doing a little hammer-on pull-off again from the 13th fret to the 15th fret. So now I'm going to play through the whole solo. We've pretty much covered everything, so now let's go ahead and play through the whole thing at a slower tempo, just so that way you can play along with me and have a good time to practice. Remember, it starts on the beat 3, so whenever I say go is when you start. 1, ready, go. Okay, so that was it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you pound the like button to this video if you enjoyed the content. And make sure you put in the comments any ways I can improve my videos, because I'm always looking for ways to help you guys get these songs down even better. So make sure you put them in the comments. Put in the comments video ideas if you have any suggestions, or your favorite classic rock song, or just your favorite song in general. Go ahead and put them in the comments section, and I'll see you in the next video.